That notification means someone just told my automation what problem they have. Before they closed the tab, Claude wrote them a personalized plan, emailed it, and told me they're worth calling. I didn't touch anything. Lisa, and full disclosure, a system exactly like this will offer you a free download at the end of this video. That's not an ad, that's the build. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete lead machine in n8n, a landing page you don't need a website for, a lead magnet Claude writes fresh for every single sign up, and a scoring system that tells you which leads are worth your time. It runs on the terminal we built in Build 1, and each lead costs about 8 cents of AI. 3 parts: the form, the brain, the delivery, plus the one gotcha that will eat your afternoon if you don't know it, JSON, inside JSON. Quick truth about lead magnets. The average one is a PDF written once, downloaded by everyone, read by almost no one. It proves you can write a PDF. It doesn't start a conversation. The fix isn't a better PDF. It's a magnet that's different for every person who asks, because it's generated from what they said their problem is. A month ago, that meant hiring a copywriter per lead. Now it's one Claude call. I know because I'm running one right now. The download under this video is exactly this system. My channel is 2 weeks old, and 4 people have already traded an email for a workflow. 2 replied. Now imagine it writing back. Part 1, and it's almost embarrassing how short it is. 1 node, the form trigger. n8n hosts the page for you. Real URL, no website, no landing page builder, no monthly fee. Four fields: name, email, the money question, what's the one task you'd automate tomorrow if you could, open text, because that answer is what Claude personalizes against. And one qualifier, solo or a team. Remember that one. It feeds the score. One setting that matters. Respond as soon as the form is submitted, not when the workflow finishes. Claude's going to think for a while. Your lead should see, check your inbox instantly, not a spinner. And that's a real landing page live on the internet from one node. Part 2. If you build 1, you already own this. Claude code living on a $17 server, reachable over SSH. Today it gets its first job. Same armor as last time. The form answer rides in as base 64, so quotes and semicolons arrive as data, never as code. 2 changes from build 1, both deliberate. First, no continue flag. Last build we fought to give the chat a memory. This build wants the opposite. Every lead gets a brand new Claude with no idea who the last lead was. Same flag, opposite decision. That's the skill, knowing which one you want. Second, the big one, output format JSON. In print mode, Claude can answer as structured data instead of prose. The prompt tells it exactly what to return, a 3-step plan, a lead score from 1 to 10, and a 1-line reason. Why score? Because collecting emails is a vanity metric. A hobbyist asking about a shopping list and an agency owner asking about client onboarding are not the same email address. Claude reads the answer, reads solo versus team, and tells you which is which. Part 3. The payoff chain. A code node unpacks Claude's answer. We'll come back to that node. It has a trap in it. Then 3 nodes that are pure plumbing. A data table row, n8n, has spreadsheets built in now, so the lead list lives right next to the workflow. Name, email, what they asked, score. The Gmail node sends the plan. The subject line carries their task back to them. That's why this gets opened. Body, the 3 steps, the free workflow pack link, and 1 line, want this built for you? Reply. And an IF node, score 7 or higher, email me. Everything still gets captured, the hot ones interrupt me. Your lead magnet now has an opinion about your calendar. The afternoon eater. You ask Claude for JSON, and the output is JSON. So you parse it, grab dot plan, and get nothing. Look closer. Print mode wraps everything in its own envelope, how long it took, what it cost, session ID, and the actual answer as a string inside a field called result. Your JSON is inside its JSON. So the code node parses twice. Once to open the envelope, once to open the answer, and while we're in the envelope, look at cost. That's the whole lead, about 8 cents of AI in 9.5 seconds. Remember when personalization meant a copywriter? BISO. Honesty note, that's the API equivalent price in the envelope. On a Claude subscription, my marginal cost was 0. Either way, not a copywriter's invoice. BU. Second trap. And it's about trusting a language model with a data job. 95 times out of 100 you get clean JSON. The other 5, Claude gets helpful, wraps it in a code fence, adds here's your JSON. Your parser dies at 3 a.m. and leads bounce. Two-line defense. Strip anything before the first brace and after the last one. And if the parse still fails, don't lose the lead. Score at 0, send a fallback email, flag the row for review. A lead machine's first rule: never drop a lead because a robot got chatty. Full run, real time. I'm filling this in as Pat, solo, wants their plant watering automated. About as cold as a lead gets. Be submitted. Instant check your inbox. Claude's still thinking. The lead doesn't care. There's the plan, 3 steps, and it's quoting the exact words Pat typed. Nobody templated that. My phone stayed silent though. Watch what happens next. Now the real test. Jordan runs a 9-person marketing agency, losing hours every week onboarding clients and chasing unpaid invoices. Team, not solo. Same form. My phone interrupts me just 20 seconds after submit. Hot lead, Jordan, 9 out of 10. Pat scored a 2. Nobody read either email to decide that. Both rows in the table, Pat, 2. Jordan, 9. One workflow: landing page, copywriter, delivery, and a sales assistant with opinions. That's build 2. A lead magnet that writes itself, scores its own leads, and runs on the terminal from build 1. Everything I built is in the workflow JSON, free, with my setup notes. Links in the description. It lands in your inbox along with the gotchas I hit in future builds, because something always breaks, and that's the useful part. This series is automation from zero. Every episode is a complete build you can steal for your own stack. See you in the next one.